Hey everybody, it's TK. It's 14 October 2016. This is your daily market wrap up for yesterday, the 13th of October 2016. We're going to get right on into it. It's about 5 a.m. out here, Pacific Coast time. We've got 4 instruments to look at, and we've got about 10 minutes to do it. So let's just get right into it. Copper, big story on the day, and a big move lower. We talked about it in yesterday's daily market wrap up. Take a look at it on the card if you'd like. But yeah, big move lower. Gold continuing to chop around. Crude oil gaining from the volume point of control. And the ES, big lift off of the September Fibonacci lows. Getting right into the charts, guys. We've got copper on our screen. And if you've been listening to us, you know that we've got 2 volume points or volume profiles here that we've been paying attention to. Yesterday's action, we were doing a late wrap up, just as we're doing today. Today's a day late. We'll talk about this in our weekly review on Sunday. But yeah, we were talking about it right here as price had come down to the volume point of control and both of the developing volume weighted average prices, and we talked about how price was going to move, and price was going to move fast. And look at this 1 hourly bar from yesterday at 5:30 in the morning. Between 5:30 and 6:30, this is when this bar was formed, and this was just prior to us publishing our daily wrap up, and we said, hey, price looks like it's going to move, and if it moves, it's going to move fast. And sure enough, right through this low volume area, right through these two supporting lines at 2144 and 21415, those were the lower value area boundaries from these two volume profiles, and price just smoked them, just moved right through. Copper moves this way sometimes, guys. If you're a regular trader of copper, copper is one of the more volatile instruments in the market, believe it or not, even more volatile than crude. So if you're trading copper, especially day trading, it's a thick enough market where you can get in and get out, but this sucker moves, and it moves fast. Price is continuing to trade lower, and I wouldn't be surprised if we came down here to 209 and a quarter or lower. You can see this high volume node here between 20885 and 20960, and price wants to get down there. It is struggling through this low volume region, and so I do anticipate us to move lower into that high volume node. So that's what we got for you on copper. Let's head over to gold. Gold yesterday, not much else to say besides continued chop. I know we see, at least from the 12th of October, a few days ago, we see a kind of a downward sloping trend. And this market looks like there's not a whole lot of bid in it, but I want to just draw your attention to the bar that was formed back on the 7th of October. And either these are stops or, a large bidder came in, but we had a daily review, and I'll put it up there in the cards, where we talked about the amount of volume that came in on that bar, and it was extremely significant. It looked like a big stop run. And now we're waiting to see prices looking for a bidder. Price is looking for acceptance. And as you see, it's chopping around our 70% retracement at 1255, 1256. We've talked about this number a lot over the past couple days, maybe to a week. And as you see, our volume point of control down here at 1257. So continued chop, continuing to find acceptance, and looking for a bidder. If you've been listening to us for any length of time, we liked gold lower for weeks. In fact, in the first couple daily wrap-ups, daily previews that we did, We said gold at 1350 or so. We called the short, and we were talking about, you know, a 1260 price, even a 1255, and that's where we're at. So as you see, our developing volume weighted average price is continuing to flex down. It seems to be stabilizing somewhat, but as we build volume lower, this is going to continue to converge to price. This will act as resistance, there's no doubt. 1267 now, our upper value area boundary at 1272. I believe yesterday was at 1275. So as volume builds, you know, in this congestion zone that we've been in here for the past few days, this value area will continue to continue to collapse. But yesterday's action, nothing more than chop. A bit of a trade lower, you know, over the past couple days. This to me is just chop. There's no real significant move yet in gold. Moving over to crude oil. You know, the other day on crude, you know, we had Putin say, yeah, hey, Russia's going to get on board with these cuts, and then Rosneft as an organization said, no, we're not going to buy into it. Yesterday we actually traded below $50, and you can see this big pin bar here at 8:30. This was the inventory report yesterday, and as you know, with Monday having been a holiday, Columbus Day, the EIA inventory report came out yesterday, and that's what this is from. You know, sweeping stops down here at 49.60 and then traveling higher. You know, who knows with these reports, right? Who really knows? Because we built, it was a significant build in gasoline, and it significantly differed from the API report on gasoline build. The oil, excuse me, I think this is gasoline. In petroleum, there was a significant build, and believe it or not, Cushing inventory is way down. So, yeah, it's interesting. If any of you guys are really into the oil market and into the inventory of the oil market, I'd love for you to comment, you know, on these videos and set me straight anyway. But yeah, Cushing inventories were way down. Petroleum build was way up. But gasoline inventories surprisingly were down, and that was very different than the API report. But anyway, caught a bit off of our volume point of control. As you see, so that we've got a couple, you know, volume profiles up. This most recent one here, this was from our the agreement to agree out of the OPEC ministers, and as you see, we have two really high volume nodes, one at 49.80 or so, and then one up here at 50.30. Price continues to kind of trade around it, and we lifted right off of that lower volume point of control. I'm going to head over to the ES reel here real quick, guys. We're going on 8 minutes, and I want to keep these things short and sweet. Yesterday in the ES, the open, we traded off of our lower value area boundaries, and we went, if you notice, there's a 0% right here in your lower right hand corner. This is a Fibonacci retracement set that we put up a month ago, right? A month ago at least. And you know, we've been monitoring it. It's been on the chart. I really haven't done a whole lot with this chart, to be honest with you guys, if you watch the videos. And look at that. I mean, we just lifted right off of those lows. We swept them by a couple ticks, and then we moved higher. And actually, we moved right into these value area boundaries. Now, my systems say get short, and I've been waiting to get short. The question is where? And my question now is, do I want to hold into the weekend? Because today's Friday. I could short right here for 21.33. What I kind of want to see is today's action, and I kind of want to see what it's going to happen above these swings, right? We have a swing high here at 21.39.50, and we've got one at 21.40.75. We also have our developing volume weighted average prices at 21.41.75, 21.47.75, and then our volume point of control at 21.53. I'd love to take a short off at 21.53. Is it going to get there today? Who knows? But yesterday's action in the ES is, as you can see, it's almost a U shape. We traded right down to this 0% boundary on the fib, and we caught a bid. We caught a bid and we lifted, but as you can see, right, that was true back in November as well. We traded down and then we moved all the way to 21.75. Well, I can't put up with 40 ticks of heat or 40 points of heat. Maybe you guys can, but I can't. So, you know, we got to pick our spots in these markets, in all markets. But anyway, you see the ES trading lower here in the Globex overnight, and we'll see how it shapes up here on the day. I very well may get short, but I have to see how the ES continues to trade today, what the news flow looks like, and before I kind of make any moves. Traders, that's what we got for you. Again, this is the daily market wrap-up for yesterday, the 13th of October. Today is the 14th of October. I wish you guys the best of luck in today's market. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be an interesting day. It always is. As always, your account, your money. If you like this stuff, click like it. If you really like it, hit subscribe. Share it with your friends. I'd appreciate it. Take it easy, traders. Best of luck today.